A few weeks ago at Hungry Jack's, I checked out the Rib Deluxe. It's a pretty good burger and it is still available nationwide, except for the ACT, Darling Downs, Goulburn, and Gold Coast regions. Now, I did a little digging around on the app. I found out that the ACT and Goulburn are actually trialing a new item called the Saucy Jack's Fried Chicken. Looks pretty good. Darling Downs at the time was trialing a cheesy range, but now they have something that looks absolutely incredible called the Loaded Stacker. It's got onion rings on it. People of Toowoomba, I am jealous. And as for the Gold Coast, it was a mystery. The Gold Coast wasn't having anything special instead of the Rib Deluxe. I emailed Hungry Jack's HQ to get to the bottom of it, and they said something was coming soon, so keep an eye out. So today I've made the trek to the Gold Coast to check out this exclusive Gold Coast item. And that exclusive Gold Coast item is... well, I mean, you've already seen the thumbnail, but it's the pork belly. The pork belly. Now, you might recognize the pork belly as being the burger that was at the heart of the famous Hungry Jack's Karen meltdown a few years ago.
It's not what a pork belly deluxe looks like on the TV, or your photo out the front there for that matter.
It's a classic bit of Australian Karen meltdown. That actually took place at Hungry Jack's Kedron. I was lucky enough to visit that store a few months ago. That's historical. If you're ever out North Brisbane way, I do recommend you check it out. It is a lovely store with some excellent people there, and it was an honor to visit, to be honest.
Disgusting is what it was.
But anyway, while the name does seem pretty similar, the product itself is a little bit different, apparently. The pork belly from a few years ago was chopped up bits of pork belly, and this one seems to be one slice of pork belly. It also had some sort of chipotle sort of sauce last time. This time they're sticking with regular barbecue. Are these improvements or are they a bit of a letdown? Only one way to find out. While I'm here, I will also check out the Hungry Jack's Krispy Kremes. I mean, I'm no stranger to Krispy Kremes, but yeah, Hungry Jack's have now started selling Krispy Kremes. You can get them fresh in store. They are delivered daily. Now, McDonald's in America did do something very similar to this, identical really. They had Krispy Kremes in certain McDonald's, but it was an abject failure. Krispy Kreme lost millions on the deal. That's right. American McDonald's customers weren't that into donuts. Make it make sense. So I don't know if Krispy Kreme paid attention to what was happening in America and thought we can make it work, or if they just weren't paying attention. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see in a year's time if they're still here, if this is just a special promotion. I don't know. Anyway, that's two things that I am curious about. Let's see if they're any good. Let's check them out.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Yeah, hi. Do you have the Gold Coast exclusive pork belly burger?
Yeah, the pork bellies.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Yeah, so we have pork belly or pork belly deluxe. Which one are you looking for?
Is the pork belly the smaller one?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get that one, thanks.
Meal with a Coke?
I'll just get it by itself.
By itself? No
Yeah.
worries. Did you want to add on large chips for $2?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
No worries. You're a bit strapped down.
Could I get a donut as well, sorry?
A donut? Yep.
Yeah.
Was that the original donut?
Yeah, I'll just get the original glazed.
No worries. Will that be all?
Yes, that is.
You're a good strike now.
Thank you very much. Jesus, right. Oh my god.
Did you want to donate $2 or $5 for the Make-A-Wish donation?
Yeah, sure. I'll donate. Yeah, $5? Yeah, that'll do.
Sorry, could I just get your name?
Graham?
Brian?
Graham.
Graham.
Yeah. My name's not Graham, but yeah.
That was just on card?
Yes, please. Can I get the receipt with that?
And we're
Sweet.
just handing out these Hungry Jack's vouchers.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Old school. Wow.
Here's that one for you. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Alright. That play area here looks awesome.
Okay, there's that one.
Brilliant.
And there's that for you.
Cool. Do I get the physical star with the donation, or
Sorry?
I paid for the star donation thing?
Yeah. So it gets hanged up on the window when we put the name down on the star.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, awesome. Thank you very much. I thought we got to keep the star, but, you know. Gets to decorate the store, so that's an even better cause, I think. All right, anyway, let's get stuck into this stuff. Alrighty, I'm back from the drive-thru with my pork belly. Now, as you heard, there's pork belly or pork belly deluxe. It's not called the pork belly burger or pork belly whopper, just pork belly. Let me just explain first of all, the Krispy Kreme, I got the original glazed, that was $4.25. I don't know if that's more or less than you would find it at 7-Eleven. I think that's where most people get their Krispy Kremes from. I might get stuck into that later. And, of course, the pork belly. Now, this was $12.95. The previous pork belly burger they had was $9.55.
It's not a cheap burger.
Let's see if this one is worth more. It definitely costs more, but, you know, maybe it's $3 better than the last one. Let's get stuck into it. Alrighty, there it is. Can't see much from this angle. There we go. That's much better. Wow. That is a big bit of pork. It looks a lot like the rib there. And that is a lot of sauce. Come on. I don't need that much barbecue sauce. This looks like it's going to be a bit messy, but like I always say, the burgers are wetter at Hungry Jack's. Anyway, just from a different aspect. There you go. That's what that looks like. So, yeah, there is one patty on this. I think in the previous incarnation there was 2 meat patties. But anyway, then we've got the cheese, tomato, lettuce, mayonnaise, the pork belly itself, and a bumload of barbecue sauce. Anyway, let's check it out. Whoa. That was a big bit of pork belly there. And, you know, I may have bitten it from the wrong angle. It's fairly tender. Hang on, it's coming off here. That is not bad. That is actually a big bit of pork belly there. Wow. Wow. That pork belly by itself is really not bad. Very, very fatty, which is not like the worst thing. And fairly tender. Not like, you can't slice it with a spoon, but it is not bad. A fairly crispy skin, which is good. This is not bad. The barbecue sauce, I don't know, the pork, I don't know if it's a new barbecue sauce, but like combined with the pork, it has this kind of Chinese sort of aspect, a Chinese barbecue pork sort of vibe to it. Interesting. I think they could have very easily called it a Chinese pork belly or something, and, you know, no one would have complained, because, like Hungry Jack's, they're rarely, like, that accurate. So, yeah, I think this is a definite improvement on the previous pork belly. This is really not bad, although the barbecue sauce is a bit too overpowering. If they used half as much, that would be better. It's interesting, the pork belly is kind of rectangular shaped, so you don't get a bit of pork belly in every single bite, but when you do get the pork belly, it's quite good. And like a pretty decent level of quality. For Hungry Jack's, I do need to qualify that for Hungry Jack's, it is pretty good quality. And the barbecue sauce goes really well with the pork belly. The previous pork belly was some sort of mayonnaise-based sauce, sort of a chipotle thing, and it just was a bit too creamy with the fattiness of the pork. Wasn't that great. This barbecue sauce is a lot sharper and cuts through the fatty pork belly a bit. Look, taste-wise, that's pretty good. I think just a little bit less barbecue sauce, and that would be quite nice. That is one of the best Hungry Jack's burgers I've had for a little bit. Anyway, what are the Krispy Kremes like? Here we go. As we saw before, the normal box looks to be a fairly normal crispy. Boom. There we go. Yes, that is 100% normal. Although, what's going on there? It's like I don't know, a weird brown mark on it. I guess, yeah, that's the bottom. Oh, whatever. Let's have a try. You know, it's not particularly crispy. It's not particularly creamy, but it is 100% Krispy Kreme. This does taste good. and pretty fresh. I don't know what time of day they deliver these, but this has maintained its freshness. This is good. Yum. I'm not quite sure why the Krispy Kreme's McDonald's collab failed in America. I don't know why, you know, customers didn't get into it. Maybe there's already too many dessert options at McDonald's. Hungry Jack's, you know, they do have like decent dessert options. Maybe not iconic. Nothing as iconic as the hot apple pie, but yeah, you know, these Krispy Kremes are good. I would like to see a Krispy Kreme storm in the future. Maybe they are laying the groundwork for that. That would be pretty good. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from making your own. Just order a plain ice cream and chop up some donut in there. They do have a chocolate and a pink sprinkly one, which are slightly more expensive than the original glaze. But yeah, if you ever had a Hungry Jack's meal and thought, gee, I would love a Krispy Kreme now, then you're in luck. Hungry Jack's are thinking about you, and yeah, you can do that now. So good on you. Anyway, that's enough from me. So I don't know when this is coming to the rest of the country. If it follows other similar things, it'll probably be about 6 months before the rest of the country can get the pork belly and the pork belly deluxe. But I would recommend them. So anyway, I will catch you all later. Happy birthday, Rod, the big 54. Good on ya. Anyway, I will catch you all later. Cheers.
Right, you had. The second one, the first one wasn't bad enough. The second one came back from the microwave. $13 and whatever cents. I don't care what you say. $9. I'm going to bring out the big guts here. I'm going to love this.
No one cares.
I don't care what you're saying, pal.